Just look how happy. Everyone's so happy. Everyone's just so happy. Panther people, what is up? I'll tell you what's up. We looking up. Going on, you're watching Panthers Post. I'm Phil Perkins. Thanks for joining. If you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, enter your positive feelings in your comment community. Man, how can you say anything bad about tonight? So again, if you're new here, like, subscribe, add yourself into the comment community. Those of you who aren't new, thank you so much for continuing to give me your support and your views and your views on the comment community, how you're feeling about the team since picking up Cam Newton. Let me assume people are feeling extra good on this Sunday, November the 14th, week 10. This is when the Carolina Panthers season starts. They have 8 more weeks, minus the bye, to try to get into the playoffs. Right now, as of right now, they are in the wild card spot, that final wild card spot. And now you're looking at that schedule. Things are looking rosy. Why? Because the Carolina Panthers did what they did in 2015 and absolutely kick the smack out of the Arizona Cardinals 34-10. These are the 8-1 Arizona Cardinals. I don't care that Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins weren't playing. You know, you got an NFL team there that still's got a very highly ranked defense in Arizona. Sure, you had Colt McCoy, but hey, they beat the San Francisco 49ers who did not have their backups. And so everyone was singing the praises of Colt McCoy. Hey, this is what Colt McCoy does. The guy's been in the NFL for a long ass time. And he faced the Carolina Panthers team that is a completely different team than they were literally 5 days ago. So if you've been living under a Cam Newton-sized rock, you may not have noticed that the Panthers have themselves potentially a new starting quarterback in Cameron Jarrell Newton. They picked him up. He was unemployed, somehow unemployed. The Panthers listened to former players, they listened to the fans, and they picked him up on a 1-year, potentially up to $10 million deal. Adam Schefter and others at ESPN are reporting that Cam is going to be given an opportunity to try to get the starting job for next season as well. So that's kind of what we were predicting in the last episode. Shout out to everybody who watched that. Over 2,400 views. Shouts to that. That's what I'm thinking. I think that depending on how this year goes, I think Cam could be back next year. And then, like I said in the last episode, they can do him right. They can see his career off right and get the next QB underneath him. He can then pass the baton because he is not a me guy. We're going to talk about that, what he did today. He wants to bring people up. That's what he wants to do. And I think that's going to be the future of this franchise. Forget about the future. Let's talk about right now. The Carolina Panthers, again, demolished the 8-1 Arizona Cardinals at home, completely silenced that crowd. By the end of it, I was hearing the keep poundage from the Roaring Riot and all the other Panther fans who made their way over to Arizona, but they beat them 34-10. I actually could have started this vlog in the beginning of the fourth quarter because it was a wrap. It was done. So let's start pregame. Cam Newton looking fresh as hell as always. I don't know about you guys, but I was wondering, how is he going to come out? How is he going to be dressed? And is he going to be toned down, Cam? Because he's not starting. There's PJ Walker's game, but he's not starting. You know, how are you going to dress like a second string quarterback? You're going to dress like, a first string quarterback. And you better believe he dressed like a first string quarterback, and he played like one today. Hassan Reddick coming back to Arizona after his breakout, which you would want to call last year, which was his breakout season with the Arizona Cardinals. Looks like he's having a second breakout, a breakout for the Carolina Panthers now. He sacks Colt McCoy, recovers the fumble, puts the Panthers in serious field position. Under the old regime, Sam Darnold under center, if the Panthers were given, which they were multiple times by this defense, excellent field position, the offense just didn't make things happen. They had to, resort to Zane Gonzalez, who has been the answer kicker so far this year, and they just wouldn't punch into the end zone. Cue number 1, Cam Newton. I knew I knew he was activated. He was looking good, as I said in pregame, and he was looking good in number 1. The new jerseys, I know they're not new, like design-wise, but the materials are new. Dude looked great, but the fact that they know how to use him. They already know. Even though they've never actually, Matt Rule and company, haven't actually coached Cam Newton during an NFL game, they knew what to do with him. They're like, hey, we're in amazing field position. Let's put in the big guy. Let's put in that 6'6", 260-pound elite athlete, 2015 MVP of a man in the red zone, and he'll just make things happen. And I'm not going to lie. When Cam was out there and he was getting ready to accept the snap, in my brain, I'm like, man, he's going to run it. I just hope. Panther fans have been saying this a lot. We don't deserve nice things, okay? And so I was worried that, is he going to fumble this thing? I just didn't want that to happen because dude has been so positive about his situation right now. The past, as he said in this press conference, which was 30 minutes long, and you better believe I watched the whole thing multiple times, The past is irrelevant. The future is irrelevant. He doesn't care about that stuff anymore. He's stuck in the present. So I was hoping in the present that the good stuff, the good juju just continues from his presser to the game, and I'm sure the good vibes are going to happen after the game as well, for sure. But when he took that snap, his first touch of the ball for a Carolina Panther for the first time since 2019, I wasn't sure. I was nervous. But when he got the ball and he did what he did, he kind of like bit the dive and then just decided, hey, you know what? I'm Cam Newton. I'm friggin' gigantic. I'm friggin' fast. I'm strong. I'm vegan. I'm smoking cigars. He wants that smoke. And when he got Simmons and then just stiff-armed his face to the ground and made it to the end zone, I actually could not believe my eyes. I checked my watch. I was like, what year is it right now? Is it 2021? Cam Newton just scored a touchdown in the red zone? Did the Panthers just score a touchdown in the red zone for the first time since the Falcons game? That one touchdown? Just unbelievable. Unbelievable scenes. And you know what? It's worth the fine. I don't know what the fine is for unsportsmanlike conduct that he's going to get from the NFL. Hell, if I'm Matt Rule, I'd pay for that because he jacks everybody up. Just from that moment, just take a look at the players on the sidelines, the players on the field itself. Look at Christian McCaffrey, who was, at the moment when they were releasing Cam, was the face of the franchise. Well, guess what? You're not the face of the franchise anymore. As Cam Newton said, Mufasa is back. The king is back. Christian McCaffrey, I think, understands that, hey, I just want to be on a winning team. It sucks losing. It sucks being injured and then losing at the same time. Then it sucks trying to prop up and deal with the quarterback with baby gloves. He's got a man of a quarterback in Cam Newton now, and he has just risen everybody on the sidelines and in the stands as well. It's an amazing sight to see. Again, absolute scenes, to use a soccer term. When he ran into that end zone, it was like, you could just tell when he took his helmet off and he's like, I'm back. I'm sure a lot of people are going to say this. He's putting the league on notice. I know, as Scott Fitterer said, and Matt Rule says, he's not Cam Newton from 10 years ago. He's not Cam Newton from 10 years ago. He is just, he's this Cam. And you know what? I like this Cam. From hearing his press conference, that 30-minute press conference, the guy sounds like he's figured it out in life. He was a full-time dad during his time of unemployment, fun employment, because I'm sure he's making bank as well. But he's at peace with where he's at in his life. He's at peace with his body. He's at peace with how he treats his body. And, you know, the rehab that he had to go through with his shoulder and his foot. And he's living in the present. He's not living in the past. He's not thinking about Super Bowl 50. Should he dive on the ball or not? He's not thinking about the future. Is he going to sign an extension with the Panthers or not? Is he going to be passing the baton over to a rookie quarterback? He's just in the present. You can tell he is just so calm. And he's just so much more wise for being in the league this long. And there are some guys who just don't get it. And he has definitely gotten it. And he's going to be such a wealth of knowledge for this team, for the young guys. Hell, he might even help Sam Darnold a little bit. Just focus on the present and not the past and not the future. But right now, this is Cam's team. We're going to talk about that, about what's going to happen next week and who should be starting for the Panthers. But let's talk about the other Cam Newton touchdown. And again, this is a team that hasn't scored a touchdown since the Falcons game. And it was late in the game. There's a Chuba Hubbard run. They hadn't scored. It was a Zane Gonzalez show. So when they found themselves in the red zone yet again, who does he get? So Cam's in the red zone. You're thinking, oh, he's going to run it again. That's what they're going to use him right now because, you know, he's trying to get up to speed with the plays, brand new offensive coordinator, new quarterback coach, new head coach, new everything. He's going to run. He's just going to Cam do Cam. What does he do? He finds, of course, Robbie freaking Anderson, the one guy who's probably going to benefit the most from Cam Newton back. Because look at Robbie's face. Look at Robbie's face throughout the entire season. He has been stink-facing the entire season. And now, Cam there, finding him the ball. One throw, one touchdown, one completion, boom. That's all Robbie wants. Robbie wants to win. He's a competitor. That's what he's about. That's why he was brought into this team initially. Not just because he's a Temple guy. Guy wants to win. He's a competitor. And he's been smiling. If you just watch it, watch the game again, I'm sure. You can see him in the background, helmet on, helmet off. Dude is smiling from ear to ear. He just cannot believe his luck right now. There was one shot they had Cam Newton later in the game, probably in the third, fourth quarter. It was Cam in the middle, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson. And then when it's not sitting with those two guys, chatting it up, working on that chemistry that Jonathan Vilma so eloquently said he's got to work on that, which he does. If he's not with them, he's high-fiving the offensive lineman. He's with Christian McCaffrey, laughing it up. When he was Christian McCaffrey, Christian was just a little kid. He was just a guy. And now Christian's like jacked up. He's got a girlfriend. I saw he's got a tattoo as well. He's doing his thing. They're two grown-ass men now. They're figuring this out. Like, hey, This means business now. We're not rebuilding right now. We're in it to win it. And then there's someone, I think it was on Panther Nation, someone clearly a Panther fan, was filming Cam. This is the backup quarterback right now. Technically, he's the backup quarterback right now. Mufasa's back, but right now Mufasa is a second-string quarterback for this week. But he was giving a pep talk to the entire offense. And everyone was listening intently. This dude is an MVP, Super Bowl quarterback. Not Super Bowl winning, but Super Bowl quarterback. He could be back soon. You never know. You got to listen to him. And even with interactions with Matt Rule, what you're seeing, because everyone kind of pictured Matt Rule as he was the Sam guy. He did not dig Teddy. He let Teddy go. He advocated for Sam. He treated Sam like with kid gloves, that whole thing. He was in Sam's camp. He was Team Sam, not Team Cam. And I saw some tweets out there suggesting that, Matt Rule was overruled by Tepper and Fitters. Like, you know what? We're making this friggin' move, bro. And you know what? I'm not seeing it. I think, the same way that Cam Newton said during the press conference, that 30-minute press conference, that, he's completely bought it. He had an unbelievable conversation with Matt Rule on Tuesday night. Matthew Rule, according to his caller ID. And he said that he had an amazing conversation with Matt Rule, the guy who let him go, the guy who wanted him out of the building. He had an amazing conversation with him. This is the maturity that Cam Newton has right now. He's got no gripes. He's not living with anger from the past. He's living in the present. He had an amazing conversation with Matt Rule, and he's completely bought into what Matt Rule is selling. He's picking up what he's putting down. At the end of the game, Matt Rule whispered something into Cam's ear, probably like, hey, you're probably going to start next week against Washington football team. Just want to let you know. But, absolutely amazing. Just everyone's happy. And this is also, mind you, the first time the Panthers have scored over 30 points this season. And, of course, it's Cam Newton making it happen on the ground, in the air. Talk about a spark. P.J. Walker, when he was put in when Sam was benched because he was embarrassing, they thought P.J. would offer a spark. Cam offers a freaking spark. This is not even about the game. I'm not even going to lie. If the Panthers were to lose this game, I don't know how I'd feel because I'm just like, hey, they got Cam Newton now, depending on how they used him. I was like, they got Cam Newton. Anything's possible. Anything's possible, even if they lost. But now they won. Now imagine this. They win. They beat the 8-1. I don't care that Kyler Murray wasn't playing. I don't care that DeAndre Hopkins wasn't playing. I don't care. It's still an NFL team with Chandler Jones, okay? Now they win. 1-0. Next week, at home, Ron Rivera, Curtis Samuel. Friggin', is Joey Sly on that team? They let him go. I don't remember. Not Ryan Vermillion because that guy is probably going to go to jail. But you're bringing the Washington football team to Charlotte. It's the return of Cam. It's the return of Ron, Curtis, everybody. Everyone is going to be there. It's going to be like a family barbecue. Black and blue is going to be amazing. Vibe's going to be crazy. Coming off a loss and then you're home, you don't know because Washington just beat Tampa Bay, so they're looking competitive. They're looking competitive with Taylor Heineke. They're looking competitive. But now they're coming off a win against the best team in the NFC. And now they're coming into play. The Washington football team, who are also fighting for their playoff lives, just beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, so they're feeling hot. Maybe that was their gimme game. Maybe that was their Denver beating Dallas at Dallas, and now they're going to come back down to earth, and that earth is going to be Bank of America Stadium in front of Cam Newton and Christian McCaffrey, and they're going to wipe the floor with them. I'm going to call it right now. Panthers are winning that game 28-6. I think the defense is now been given the opportunities that they deserve to rest, number one, to rest. The Panthers are running the ball. They're doing what Matt Rule wants to do. They're running the ball. Christian freaking McCaffrey. I didn't even get to Christian McCaffrey. He was amazing today. Christian McCaffrey. Let me read this. 95 yards on the ground. 7.3 yards per carry. My brother, who's a Seahawks fan, was like, what is up with Christian McCaffrey? How is he able to just make it look so easy? Like, it's almost like he is a Bruce Lee guy. He is water. He is water just kind of running through that maze. And it seems like nothing affects him. So 95 yards rushing, 66 yards receiving. How they weren't able to cover him with Simmons, who was supposed to be, the hybrid positionless player, they couldn't touch him. Simmons is supposed to be their guy. That's who the Panthers fans wanted. Instead we got Jeremy Chin, way better off. But they can't hang with Christian. But now, Christian isn't the offense anymore. That was everyone's beef, that Christian was the offense. And while the yardage shows it, they spread it out. Amir Abdullah, 24 yards. Chuba Hubbard had some pretty good gains as well. 27 yards on the ground, a touchdown, as well as, where did he get? I thought he caught the ball. No, he didn't. But Amir Abdullah, so 24 yards on the ground for Abdullah, whatever. 27 yards receiving as well, the longest for 11 yards. Ryan Anderson, 37 yards receiving and the touchdown, so he's happy with that. DJ Moore, 24 yards, not great. He had a couple passes behind him, but he's just getting everyone back into rhythm. And by he, I mean Cam Newton. The Panthers defense came out and played, and they absolutely destroyed the Arizona Cardinals. Colt McCoy is going to be seeing go Sam Darnold style for a while. But PJ Walker, 22 for 29, 167 yards, 1 interception, no TDs, but didn't make any huge mistakes, no pick sixes. There were no crazy turnovers that bit the Panthers in the ass. Normally when the Panthers turn it over, they lose, but they got Cam Newton now. He's the Band-Aid. He makes everyone's poop smell great. These post games are emotional. They're not that thought out. I don't have a lineup. I'm just giving my full emotions here. Shouts to the defense. Shouts to the freaking defense. Let's take a look. All right. Hassan Reddick came to freaking play. 4 total tackles, 1 assist, 1.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble. He was just an absolute monster. He was an absolute monster. He's probably telling the Cardinals, hey, you should have paid me. You pick up J.J. Watt, you should have paid me. You should have paid. J.J. Watt's out for the season. I'm still doing my thing. I think I'm going to be in the postseason. What's up, Hassan Reddick? Y'all should have paid me. Panthers, you better pay this guy. You better find the money to pay him. Stephon Gilmore, who was down for a little bit, but he seems to be all right. You got to pay him. You got to pay DJ. You got to pay Stephon Gilmore. Dante is playing so well, but I just don't know. He's that bubble guy for me. I'm not too sure. If they can make it work, if Samir Suleiman can make it work, I'm happy because Dante Jackson's playing amazing. He knocks down dudes and those check down flat pass completions like no tomorrow. He runs downhill all the time. His anticipation and feel for the game has gotten so much better with every single year that he's playing with this team. He's been playing lights out. He's been playing absolutely amazingly. James Conner couldn't run. There was no running happening. He had 39. I'm sure he had a touchdown, but that was in garbage time. But the Panthers defense absolutely shut that down. Colt McCoy, 11 for 20, 107 yards, 1 interception. Strevler, who cares about him? But the Panthers defense came to play. They messed stuff up. They messed stuff up for everybody. And they're going to do the exact same thing against the Washington football team next week. And I just feel like the coaching staff is just now playing more relaxed. They know exactly what they're doing. They're painting by numbers now. They're not, finger painting with Sam Darnold. Like it's not working. It's not an abstract. They're not throwing stuff at the wall hoping it sticks. It's do this, do that, you're going to win. That's what it is. Cam Newton, short yardage, short passes. Christian McCaffrey, find the freaking guy, check him down. He makes things happen. We're good at run blocking. Continue doing that. DJ Moore, when he's open, give it to him. Robbie Anderson, just hit the long ball's coming. Like defense, you're elite. Lowercase e elite. Just continue doing that. Zane Gonzalez, you're our kicker. You're our freaking kicker. It took it way too much time, but you're our kicker. Do what kickers do. We're going to win the game. That's what's going to happen. We're doing what the identity. The Panthers didn't have an identity. What did Matt Rule say? We're going to have to redefine ourselves. We're going to find new identity. We got to rush the ball. How many times did they rush the ball? 18, 21, 24, 37. 37 times. Boom. This is the identity. The identity was run the ball, play defense. Run the ball, play defense. And that is what they're doing. And now they got a proper face. Christian McCaffrey was the face, but he's just not available. Cam Newton is the face. He is the Carolina Panthers. He is their identity. Did you see, again, I mentioned again, the sidelines were just beaming. He was so happy. It just seemed, obviously Cam has always been a very happy guy. He's got amazing teeth, an amazing smile, billion-dollar smile. But he's happy to be working. He's happy to be wanted. He's happy to be loved and to be used properly and to be winning. That's what he says he wants to do. He just wants to win. And you can tell. You can tell that he's going to help this team win. I could feel it. And I'm in freaking Southern Ontario where it's like 3 degrees right now. I wish I was in Arizona roaring riot right now. I will be with them in Buffalo, though. It's happening. Tickets are bought. But it's just great feelings all around. I already gave you my prediction for next week. Panthers are going to win that, and they're going like at my initial prediction of the season, no touchdowns against New England Patriots, completely embarrassed. Absolute rock bottom was they're still going to make the wild card, and they're going to challenge. They're going to be a challenge right now. I think if they're in the wild card, they'll be taking on the Arizona Cardinals, and so there's the last seed taking on the 1 seed. We'll see how the rest of the season goes. And Cam Newton has changed the fortunes of this team this year and also for next year if they choose to keep him, have him compete to be the starting quarterback, still draft a quarterback, whether it's Kenny Pickett, Sam Howell in the second round after getting an offensive lineman in the first round. You trade some assets to get that second round pick somehow. If those quarterbacks is not a strong quarterback class, that's fine. Draft somebody, sit behind Cam Newton, best quarterback to ever play for the Carolina Panthers. I think that's great for the future. But anyway, let's talk about now. I got to pull Cam Newton and think about the present. He changes the fortunes for this team. Panthers are now 500 Basically 0-0. It is a brand new season now with number one back in the house. They got two more winnable games. So they got Washington football team at home. We already talked about that enough. The amount of reunions going down there. It's going to be like high school, class of 2004. You got that. You got the Miami Dolphins, who beatable. Bye week. Good time for Cam Newton to get brought up to speed on the offense, so he's not just coming on those short yardage plays. And then you got the Falcons, who got beat the F up by the Dallas Cowboys today. That's a winnable game. Then the Bills. Who the hell knows? Then Tampa, Saints, Tampa. This season is going to get wild. You're going to want to watch this. You're going to want to watch every single episode we got going on. You might want to watch our episodes when we stunk the bed against Minnesota, against Philly, against the Giants, against the New England Patriots. Watch those so you get the vibe of how Panther Nation has been feeling for the last couple weeks. It was dire. It was bottom of the barrel. But again, this is why we watch sports, to be rewarded for our suffering. We're the absolute bottom of the dumps, not even scoring close to 30 points, to then picking up our best quarterback we ever had in franchise history, scoring 34 points against the 8-1 Cardinals. Boom, 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 boom. Wins, baby. I love it. I love it. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, community. Let's all get hyped. Cam is hyping the team, hyping the fans at the stadium. Let's hype these YouTubers, baby. I cannot wait. Make sure to follow the other YouTubers as well, because everyone's happy. Everyone gets to eat. See you guys midweek. We'll see Cam Newton has to say midweek. See how he practices. See who's going to be starting against Washington and Ron. We'll see. See y'all soon.